Hello, everyone on Facebook. It's Lori Hoy here, and I am waiting for Dr. Fawn to arrive, because not arrive physically, but we're going to be coming in tonight to talk about getting some Z's and not getting some Z's. And so as soon as I see her pop on now. So as soon as we can get her connected, we'll have a conversation about how you can get better sleep. And not, you know what, we actually did a broadcast about sleep, but this is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be talking about sleep deprivation and what that means. And I know, okay, I think you have to ask Fawn to join. You have to ask, I believe. I know we did this before. Okay, here it is. I'm every single time we do this, I guess, how to bring you on camera or on the video. So as soon as she gets on.
Hi, I'm here, but I can't.
Hey. Oh, I can't hear you. Hold on. I'm going to turn up my volume. Turn up the volume. Isn't that a song?
It's something.
I think it is.
All right. Here we are, kind of, sort of.
I'm sure it is. Oh, so how are you today?
Oh, I'm good. I was just talking to a patient that was, so I'm like all flustered because I'm back now. I'm good. But yeah, how are you?
I didn't think you had patients on Wednesdays.
I didn't. She was leaving a massage, so she was getting a massage, and I was chatting, and yeah. So I see Joyce and Nicole. Hi, Joyce and Nicole.
And you're probably going to see people I don't. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, you can't see them?
Weird. Isn't that strange? Oh, anyway. Okay, so I did start by saying that we're going to talk about a little bit about sleep tonight. And I remember we did do a broadcast about this before, but it was about something different. It was about how to get better sleep. We didn't talk about what we need to do once we've already experienced. Okay, Joyce says you are frozen. So I don't know whether...
I don't know if it's me or you.
Dr. Fawn, could you share with which...
Yeah, is it?
To me, you're not frozen.
Yeah, I can see you too. Anybody else having any problems? Everything good? We're trying this new virtual thing, and if it doesn't start to work, we'll go back to live together.
You know,
It is.
Is that a complaint? When it gets a little bit warmer, you know, now I can't hear. Oh, gee.
Oh.
Joyce, here's my suggestion to you. Restart your device.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you're on your phone or whether you're on your laptop or whatever, but or iPad, and that goes for anybody. If that ever happens, restart your device. Restart your device, and it should clear it up. Because I can see you, the picture is clear. There's no graininess, so I'm not sure if it's us. It might be your device is just not picking up the signal too well. Oh, no, she's got us now.
Good.
So,
all right.
That's good. That's good. That's good. So anyway, I thought it would be an interesting conversation to talk about sleep deprivation because I'm going to admit it. I like to stay up late and I get up pretty stinking early in the morning. So and I think, oh,
there we are. Okay.
Back?
I don't know.
Are we back?
Yeah, we're back.
Now we're good. All right, I got to take these off. Okay. So maybe it is us. I don't know.
I don't know.
I was having to work with my internet today, but that's not here. It's neither here nor there. So anyway, so I know for me, I'll just explain to you what happened last night. I was up until probably physically knowing that I was awake until 11 o'clock. And then the next thing I knew, it was 12:30. I had fallen asleep on the chair in my living room. And I don't normally do that. My normal is to try and get to bed by 10 o'clock. And I've been saying it for a while and it just hasn't been happening. I'm not going to lie. It's not been consistent for me. And I know that's something that I need to do. So I know, you can surely speak, and I get up at 20 till 5 now. I've actually started to do more, but what I've been hearing hearing is that's probably not the best idea.
Yeah, I heard that too in the podcast. So, but I think it's as long as you make it consistent and you're not doing it, and you're not getting up too early for no apparent reason. Like you have to in order to get all of your healthy stuff in for the day. But at the same time, you also know that we have to get to bed earlier if we're going to do that. So, and that's the problem. So and that's what we're talking about today is people are chronically sleep deprived because we all just run ragged every single day. It's not, I mean, yes, you can be sleep deprived because you stayed up too late with your friends the night before because you actually had a chance to have a social life and you went out and did something, and there's nothing to be upset about that. But it's when you are every day, we just don't get enough sleep. Like we said, I don't know what happens. I get this like burst of energy at the end of the night. And I'm like, oh no, I'm supposed to be going to sleep, but I need to do this, this, and this, and this. But then I get up about 5:45. So you've got a good hour on me that you get up. But that's still, you got to go to bed sooner. Or if not, you're setting yourself up for some really yucky health problems because well, do you want to talk? You want me to talk? Tell some people what they are.
Fine. One of the things that has been happening to me that I could definitely say is probably a symptom of the fact that I'm not getting enough rest is that about 1 or 1:30 in the afternoon. I mean, and I'm working, so that I will tell you I'm working, and if I am doing something that is not super active, I could just literally sitting up straight, fall asleep. And I know that's because I'm not getting enough rest. I just know that's why.
I remember you read your books to your kids and you like
yes
while you're reading books to your
one of my students was like, boy, you really sound tired. I mean, I didn't fall asleep, I didn't do it, but I got really super tired because when I read normally, it's just something that always happens to me. That's why I do better reading a book or watching or listening to a book on Audible and then following along in the book, then I'm fine. It's I guess it's just activating my brain more. I don't know, but so I do have a midday crash, and it's not every day, but it is certainly on the days where I know that I am sleep deprived.
Yeah.
So that definitely is something that's not a healthy thing.
Yeah. So let's talk about it for a second. So if you have one of those days, just one of those days where you stay up late to get something done for the night before, or you do go out with your friends for a night, or just one night of sleep deprivation can cause a lot of simple but important health concerns, including it actually increases you get increased insulin resistance, which is the precursor to diabetes. It increases your blood pressure. It increases your stress hormone, which is cortisol.
Talked about that.
It decreases activity in the part of your brain that actually is important for like important decision making and your reasoning. So as we all know, when you're really tired, you probably shouldn't be making important decisions. So it does all sorts of crazy stuff after just one night of not getting enough sleep. So that's not the end of the world, though, because you can recover from that pretty quickly. It's the people that we know don't get enough sleep every single night, and it adds up, and then that becomes long-term sleep deprivation, and that leads to all sorts of chronic things. It can be heart attacks and strokes are more prevalent in people that don't get enough sleep. Diabetes and obesity in general are more prevalent in people that don't get a lot of sleep. And there's even a whole slew of mental illnesses that can get triggered by not having enough sleep. So there's all sorts of really bad side effects, and your immune system crashes. So you have to first recognize that you are a sleep deprived person, and in that case, then once you realize it, then you have to start to take some steps to decrease it and catch back up, basically.
Right. And so some people, and I know I've used to do this in the past, they thought they have the mindset that if I don't get enough sleep, then I'll catch up by taking a nap. And there's a couple different theories on whether napping is good versus, I don't like to use good and bad. Whether napping is beneficial or not. And, you know, I know for me, when I'm that deprived of sleep, nap does not bother me. And I know there are some people that if they even take a 10-minute nap, their whole afternoon is thrown off. They don't sleep that night. They don't, whatever. And that has just never been me. I actually like to nap.
Yeah, me too. Like if I can catch, and I'm a fan of the power naps of, you know, they say 20 minutes is enough to reset your brain and get you going. And so yes, napping is, well, first of all, Kimmy just joined and she said, sorry, I just joined. Not sure if you talked about melatonin. We are going to talk about that in a minute. You haven't missed it yet. No.
Yeah.
But yes, napping, did you get to the end of the podcast where it said napping is the supplement? Sleep, a good night's sleep is the healthy eating. So you can't you can't get to healthy by napping. You can't get to healthy by just taking a bunch of vitamins, right? So you need the good night at sleep, but if you need the nap in the middle of the day, by all means do it. But like Lori said, like some people, it's all about when you take it. If it's going to screw up your night of sleep, don't do it. But if it helps you get through the day and it helps you catch up a little bit, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, let's say that again. Napping is the supplement, and a good night's rest is the healthy food that you put on your plate. So it's not like you're not going to survive. When we've talked about nutrition enough that people know that you're not going to just survive on supplements alone. You need a lot of different things in order for your body to perform well. So you need a good amount of sleep every single night for your body to perform well and do all the processes it needs to do the following day. I mean, rest is restorative. Restore. It's right even in it. Restore. Right in the word. And your body heals. Your body heals a lot of different things. And I'm sure Dr. Fawn can be more scientific about all of the different ways that your body heals overnight if you're getting a good night's rest versus not getting a good night's rest.
Right. Again, it comes down to a lot of things with your immune system. When we've talked about cortisol like 110 times. Cortisol is your stress hormone, and it is supposed to peak in the morning, and it's supposed to decrease during the day to where when you go to bed, this is where melatonin comes in. Cortisol and melatonin are supposed to have an inverse relationship. As your cortisol decreases throughout the day, your melatonin is supposed to increase, and that's the sleep hormone. It helps you sleep. But in all honesty, when you can use melatonin once in a while, but it shouldn't be something that you take on a regular basis to sleep, because if you are needing to supplement with it, it means something else is wrong and you're not doing all the other things that you could be doing, which we'll talk about a few here in a minute, to get a good night's sleep. And then when you're putting that hormone into your body, you're messing up a whole bunch of other stuff too. So melatonin on a short basis helps once in a while. Like if you know you're going to be traveling or you're going to be having a rough week at work and you need to get good sleep, okay, for a minute you can take some melatonin to help you get that good sleep so you don't go into sleep deprivation, but not on a regular basis. If you have to take it on a regular basis to sleep, then you should start evaluating some other things that might actually be the problem. And of course, our stress hormone is one of the things. If you're really stressed all day long and your cortisol is just crazy high, then that's a problem, because it's not going to let the melatonin come out of you at night to be able to sleep. So addressing your stress is probably one of the biggest things to be able to let you sleep, but that's just the first of many that we'll talk about here in a minute. But do you want to say something? I know the only thing is,
I guess what I want to say is there's a lot of different ways and a lot of different people that are sleep deprived for different reasons. I mean, one that I can think of that was even mentioned was moms. I'm just saying moms. I'm not even saying new moms. I'm just saying moms. Especially even if you're a mom of a 21-year-old going to spring break, you just can't sleep because you have to make sure that he's safe or she's safe. So, I mean, there's a lot of different things that we can do, though, that it's not the end of the world if you miss a 1 or 2 nights in a row. you're not, like you mentioned earlier, you're not going to be experiencing very detrimental things. However, there are things that you can do, or let's give them some tips of some things that they can do to try to counteract that momentary sleep deprivation. Like, like for me last night, I did not get to bed till 12:30 and start my sleep cycle because I fell asleep on the couch.
So step one is don't fall asleep on the couch.
One is don't fall asleep. Yeah. Don't do one more thing. I mean, that was me last night, doing one more thing, and the time got away from me. So.
Well, really, if you want to think about it in the long term, like you're right, we did that whole episode on sleep of all the little things that you do, like right before bed to help you get good sleep. So you can go look at that episode if you want to look at those kinds of things. But this is, there's all sorts of research that shows that different things that you do throughout the day actually ensure that you get better sleep at night. And one of them, as crazy as it sounds, is getting enough sunlight every day, like real, honest to goodness sunlight on your skin, outside, in the outside. When you, and again, it comes down to vitamin D. If you're getting the vitamin D production by the sunlight hitting your skin and your body is physically making vitamin D, that helps you to do a bazillion different things, but it helps you sleep better at night. There were actually studies that showed people that got more sun exposure had more hours of sleep every night from that. So if you're in an office all day with no windows and no, way to go outside, find a way to go outside. I don't care if it's cold, go outside.
Right.
And that'll help you get better. It's all about all of this. The things that we're going to talk about right now are about resetting your circadian rhythm. It's like your biological clock. Because if you're set on only getting the 5 hours of sleep that you're used to, like new moms that get like 2 hours here and an hour there, and they actually get into a pattern of that. I don't know these things. I don't have babies, but I've heard. I know I have a lot of mom patients, and they just get used to it. They just come in and they look like zombies, and they just say, "Oh, this is just my life. This is what I do. And I worry for them because I know that that's the first step towards ill health is not getting enough rest. And then you can't get used to it. You have to reset your biological clock to be able to sleep so that you can get the rest and the restoration that you need.
Yes. One of the things that also was mentioned that I've heard about, but I haven't really explored much, and it's grounding. And I don't know if you remember hearing that, but grounding basically is what it sounds like. Our bodies are made up of, we are conductors of electricity. I mean, that's why if our heart stops, we get the paddles. I mean, it's not like they just go, hello, wake up. I mean, there's electricity in our body, so we conduct electricity. Yeah, how about it? Wake up, McFly. So pretty bad reference, but some of you will get, I know some of you that are watching will know what I'm talking about. Say that. But grounding is basically just getting your body, your feet, into soil. Now, right now, where we are on the East Coast, that would be really cold. But getting yourself into nature, into the soil, into the grass, so it grounds your body. Now, we're talking about, like, say, the day after you're out with friends and you've slept too long, or you've been out too late or whatnot. Grounding is one way that you can help to reset your body. Now, I can't remember everything that they said. I think that concrete was semi-conductive, but asphalt is not. So it's not like you go for a walk downtown in your bare feet. We're talking get out into your yard and in the grass, or if you happen to live near the ocean, and I don't want to know who you are because I don't. But if you live near water, walk on the beach is like. And I have to say, I never really thought about that before. But when I do go to, my family has property in New York State near a lake. And every time we go up there, it's like so calming. You just, it's not just the water. There is something to be said about the electricity or all of that's around you. Same with the ocean. It's not just the sound of the waves crashing that lulls you to a state of relax. It's the fact that there's that grounding factor, that electrons, electricity, whatever that's there. We need that. We need that, those positive ions. Is it ions?
I think
Am I wrong?
I think they're electrons, and so they're negative. I think.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. So but we need it to everything, basically. Yeah. So yeah, not again, still learning about it. It sounds kind of strange, but it really doesn't. I mean, I think it's probably a pretty easy thing to do. I mean, right now in winter, it's not, but it's just the grass is crunchy. But you're still going to be able to get that to go out and just ground yourself.
Yeah, stay tuned. I
don't mean like grounded. You can't.
Oh wait, you just froze. No, I don't know where you are. You're frozen. I don't know what you're saying. Oh, there you are. Okay, you're back.
Okay. It's not an exact.
Yeah. But yeah, so maybe we'll have to do a whole podcast on just that, or because I want to learn more about it, and I know that the Dr. Mercola talks a lot about it. They actually even make like mats and like mouse pads and stuff that somehow connect to the outside. It's cool, but stay tuned. We'll tell you more about that. But either way, right now, go outside and walk around on your bare feet in the grass for a minute.
Woo, but we're going to investigate it because it sounded very, very interesting to me. Because I mean, I like to be out in my bare feet in the summer, and all winter here we are, socks and shoes because it's cold. At least here. I mean, if you're living somewhere where it's warm, obviously, just close your ears because you're like, I know what you're talking about. So anyway, moving on to the next thing.
Well, Jen Smeal says, how many hours of sleep a night is good? We talked about that in our sleep episode, and that it varies for everybody, but usually I think we said it was 6 to 8 was about is about the time span, and it can be different for everybody. I know that I function pretty well on about 7 hours. If I get 6, I'm a little groggy and cranky. If I get 8, I actually almost feel more tired, I think, because I get too much sleep. So it's an experiment for everybody, but they definitely said that 6 to 8 was about what somebody should be getting.
Yeah. And it's not just 6 to 8 hours of sleep. It's 6 to 8 hours of real good restorative sleep. Yes. So if you're sleeping, I'll just, for instance, in my own experience, I have a dog that likes to sleep with us. So there are moments where go hug a tree. That's funny. Thanks, Joy. Okay.
I love it.
Your feet. So there are nights where I'm not comfortable because she's there and either it's warm or she's laying too close to me or whatever the case may be. It's not a night of restorative sleep. I mean, it's where you have to get your, we all learned about it in high school, maybe even middle school, about REM sleep. And it truly is the state where your body is at its best.
Right.
So, exactly. It's not just, hey, I laid down and my eyes were closed at 10 and I woke up at 7 and I got the best night's sleep. It definitely has to be a really deep restorative sleep.
Yeah. So let's see, what did we miss? Exercising actually in the morning.
Really?
We missed that one. There is a study that showed, exercise anytime throughout the day should help you get better sleep. But they actually showed if you exercise within, I think, the first 30 to 60 minutes of getting out of bed, that spikes your cortisol and starts the process of what happens throughout the day to get you ready for better sleep at night. But he made a very good point when we listened to this today. It said that if you're sacrificing your sleep to get exercise, it's still not healthy. Like as long as you're getting good, honest 6 to 8 hours of REM sleep, as long as you're going to bed earlier to get up earlier to exercise, then you're doing it the healthy way. You don't want to take your already sleep deprived night and squeeze it so that you can get up to work out. But if you do get a good workout in the morning, it helps you have better sleep at night and lets you reboot your circadian rhythms. So
that was a really smart point. Thank you for remembering that. I mean, I remember hearing it and I thought, wow. And I do that. I mean, I get up early to get my workout in. So is it something that I need to investigate? Maybe. Well, I'll definitely go to bed earlier. And when I do go to bed on time, which for me on time is 10, it truly is 10. That's good for me. And there have been nights where at 9 o'clock, I'm like, okay, I can't keep my eyes open 1 second longer. That when I do get in bed at 10 and I get up at my, at 4:45, I feel good when I wake up. I don't feel like I've been hit by a Mack truck or whatnot. And there was, some things I've been experimenting with, and that is talking to myself before I go to sleep. Now, I don't mean like carrying on a conversation, but in the sense of saying to myself that, like an affirmation, I'm going to get a good night's rest and I'm going to have a, whatever, energized day. And I've been experimenting with doing that each night. Now, obviously, I didn't say that to myself last night because I fell asleep on the chair. But it is something that I'm experimenting with because I heard it on another podcast where you can, definitely change how your body reacts to things by what you tell yourself, and you can change your brain. So I thought, well, why not give it a try? I mean, there's all kinds of other things I'm trying. Why not this too? So right. That has definitely made me feel better on the initial wake up. I'll say that when I first wake up and my alarm goes off, I do feel like, okay, I'm all right. I'm not, like needing to lay back down and go to sleep for another hour.
Right.
Which is another whole show, the snooze button. But anyway, we did talk about the snooze button.
We did. So there's one more thing to think about too. One of the things I don't think I haven't mentioned in the side effects of sleep deprivation is your gut bacteria. Like if you've ever heard of your gut biome, that microbiome about all the bacteria in your gut, and that was a whole leaky gut episode that we talked about before. So a lot of this all kind of overlaps, but if you don't get enough sleep, your gut bacteria go a little crazy. And it just leaves you more open to all sorts of disease from that aspect, because when your gut bacteria are out of balance, it opens a whole bunch of bad doors. But that being said, it basically means if you're sleep deprived, this is the time to really eat healthy, good, nutritious food. But that being said, what your brain does is when you're sleep deprived, it makes you crave sugar and the not so good foods, because you think you need that to fuel your tiredness, so to speak. And that makes sense. You always want to reach for the Snickers when you're tired. And what you really should be doing is feeding your body good, nutritious food to not only nourish your body, but to keep your gut microbiome under control, so that it again keeps you healthier in the long run. You get better sleep at night, and it helps your hormones balance for your circadian rhythm. So don't fall into the trap of your body saying, oh, I'm so tired, I need the donut for breakfast so that I have the sugar to get me through, because that's just going to make you keep crashing and crashing all day long, when you really should just concentrate on good, nutritious food. That's something that you hear us talk about 100 times a day too. So,
right. I mean, that is nothing new. I mean, that is not like, oh my God, I said that for the first time. We've said that all along. Yeah. And we're hopeful that you're hearing that being said over and over again, and that you're making that connection that if you just eat healthier, a lot of this other stuff kind of goes away. I mean, it doesn't go away 100%. Right.
Add a little bit of exercise.
I'm never going to say that out. Yeah, but it definitely does hurt to do that.
Right.
So yeah, so having a nighttime routine is what we talked about before. We talked about supplements before and things like that. So we're just more focused on you already know that you're sleep deprived. So what can we do? And hopefully we've given you several tips and things that you can do to help combat the effects of sleep deprivation, and then tell yourself, I have to get to bed and I have to get some rest. I don't think there's anything else there were some other things that were mentioned, but I think we hit the highlights.
Yeah, I think we did too. And I think it was, it was basically a recap of a lot of our other whole Wellness Wednesday episodes.
He did talk. Right. He did talk about supplements, and you mentioned melatonin, but there's other things. I mean, there are other things I know that people try, like essential oils. I do herbal tea at night to try to have a better restful sleep. But it's again, it's the after, it's the next day. It's not the before. And I know one of the things that I used to do when I was really bad was just dump coffee down my throat. I mean, I'll be honest. I just would drink coffee, one after another after another. And coffee isn't horrible, but if you're drinking it, again, if you're drinking a lot of coffee all day long, then you're going to interrupt your sleep cycle at night. And one of the things that I didn't realize, and I don't remember the exact numbers that he used, but he said that it takes several hours for the effects of coffee. Was it? Oh, I wish I remember what it said. It's in my notes, but they're so small I can't. Like
I don't remember that.
The effects of coffee system. Oh, sorry, guys.
I'm sorry.
Here's the deal. I'm going to look at my notes.
Oh wow, you made them all pretty. Mine are all scribbled. Well, I know while you're looking for that, what I heard was, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
But I was just going to say, he said, you can use coffee as your jump start in the morning. And, coffee or caffeine in any way, shape, or form is okay. But again, you just have to look at why you're using it and how you're using it and make it work for you, not against you, and so to speak. And in the morning, that's good. You want to jumpstart your day, but you don't want to be drowning yourself in it all day long just to keep yourself awake. And at that point, it's not even like a good awake. It's just a zombie awake, so to speak. Did you find it yet?
Yeah. I found caffeine. Yeah, it was toward the end. I'm trying to think here. Oh, here it is. Thank you for giving me that moment and being patient. Hi, Liz Webb.
Hi, Liz. I can do that.
Okay, so the person might have thought because they were unconscious that they slept for 7 hours. I want to quote this, but their body got the equivalent of 6 because the caffeine was active in their system. How is this possible? Caffeine has a half-life of about 8 hours. And see, I didn't know this. So it's a good thing for me to learn. So that means if you have 200 milligrams of coffee, after 8 hours, half of it, which would be 100 milligrams, is still active in your system. So
I did hear that. But
a lot of people can't drink it. I'm sorry?
No.
Did I freeze?
No, go ahead. Nothing. Am I frozen?
Okay. So, I mean, people can't drink it late and then they won't be able to sleep. There are other people that I like my husband, he could drink a cup of coffee at 7 o'clock at night and still go to sleep at 7:30. I mean, now, granted, does he get REM? I don't know. I mean, whether he, has that full night's rest that's through REM and restorative, I don't know. I mean, obviously he's the only person that can identify that, but it's good to know. I mean, coffee is not in and of itself a horrible thing. There are some great benefits of coffee, but again, if you're dumping a whole bunch of sugar in it and you're drinking it all day long and half the night, no. I mean, just like anything else, right?
Right. Yeah, black coffee. That's what we were talking about. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. So hopefully we get some tips of some things that will help you if you are someone that is suffering from sleep deprivation and that you can try. Again, we mentioned melatonin. I know that's a lot of people's go-to. And again, as Dr. Fawn mentioned, for in the short term, yes. But if you are taking melatonin, I know it's a popular supplement to take, that if you're doing it in the long term, that there's something else going on that you need to investigate instead.
Right. Exactly.
That was a biggie for me, because I know a lot of people that say, oh, I just take melatonin.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, that was something that was like, whoa, okay. That was a red flag to me too, for sure today. So hopefully, like I said, that we gave you some value in our live broadcast tonight. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact either one of us, message us or on our pages or whatnot. And as always, if you have an idea of something you'd like for us to talk about, please share with us, because we want to bring things to you that you want to learn about, maybe not just what we want to learn about.
Right, absolutely. But we appreciate that
like
you
grounding.
listen to us. Yeah, like that.
Yes.
We'll learn more about that, and we'll bring that to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. Thanks so much for tuning in, and please feel free to share. We'd appreciate it.
Yeah. Have a good night, guys. See ya.
Thanks. See ya.